Welcome, gentlemen, once more. Another day and another exploration of the unknown, of the most forgotten games of all time. We'll continue with Advent Rising after yesterday's introduction and the first boss that we managed to kill. And so we'll continue with Advent Rising. First things first, I was able to Google it, and after some searching, I was able to find out that indeed the decision that we were commenting yesterday was indeed a decision for the gameplay of Advent Rising, in which you had to choose to save either Ethan or Olivia. So yes, the developers, Majesco Entertainment, took the time to create specific cutscenes for each for each decision that the player may take. So yesterday I chose to save Olivia. Also, I didn't know that it was a decision. I wasn't even sure about it. But even if I had chosen to rescue Ethan, Gideon's brother, the game would have had specific cutscenes for Olivia's death and Ethan's survival on the planet once we would have arrived to it. So, with that out of the way, the game has or had decisions for the player to make, and the developers took the time to put in the effort and create specific cutscenes according to the decision that the player may do, or they may take. All right, with that out of the way, I wanted to bring you some sad news before we get into the gameplay, and that is, in case you didn't know, and in case you still don't care about it, and that is the fact that the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Vita, and the PlayStation Portable stores are closing imminently. So, I just wanted to inform you that if you want to download any exclusive game from the 7th generation, or even the 6th generation, which is the case of the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, I would urge you to hurry and go ahead and download those titles, because soon the stores will be unavailable for those three consoles. So if you have any games to download, I'm informing you, download them at once. Once the stores close, apparently you will be able to still download games that you have already downloaded previously to the shutdown of the 3 PlayStation stores. But you will not be able to download any new games at all. So I wanted to inform all of you who may watch this stream beforehand to drop whatever you're doing and download all of the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP games that you needed for those consoles before they close those stores, because afterwards you will not be able to download new games from them, as well as you will be able to only download the ones you already have. Is that clear? All right. I felt the need to communicate that to all of you, because I've seen a lot of people that maybe because of their real life jobs and all of that, they don't know that all of their library will not be able to expand further digitally for the PS3, the PS Vita, and the PSP, which are, I personally think, the best consoles for the PlayStation brand, for Sony. Even with the legend that the PS2 was, I personally, because of my personal tastes, I know this is strange, I like the PS3 better than the PS2. So, uh, I suggest you download any of those games you need. Which leads me to the second point, the second topic I needed to discuss today, gentlemen, which is the fact that with the new digital era of gaming, we've lost a lot of rights as consumers. As you know, um, apart from being English teacher as well as translator, I'm also a lawyer, and I can tell you that these movements, these plans that companies do, are made in order, and you don't need to be a lawyer to realize that they are made to take away a lot of rights from the customers, sadly. And that is the thing with the digital purchases that we usually do on the PlayStation Store, on Xbox Live, all of those. Now it will be called Xbox Network. Uh, Another stupid idea, changing a brand that has been around for 20 years. But now, the thing is that because of all of this, I fully support both the forever physical as well as the don't support Xbox Game Pass hashtag. It wasn't called like that. The idea is don't support Xbox Game Pass, because the gaming industry is simply not prepared for those services, because companies are greedy, they love making money, all of them do, that's natural, but they need to be in some way controlled, and the customers have no weapon whatsoever to retaliate against all of those things. And when you, for example, play an MMORPG games, when you play, for example, Diablo 3 on PC, when you, for example, play a lot of games that require, for example, Crash Bandicoot 4 requires a constant internet connection, and it's a single-player game. The same happened to Steep from Ubisoft. The same happened to The Crew from Ubisoft. The same happened with Destiny from Bungie. Destiny 2, and those games, a lot of the games I'm mentioning, could perfectly be playable offline. But instead of that, once the developer pulls the plug and they shut down these servers, we are left with nothing. The same happened to Darksport from EA. The same happened to Need for Speed World from 2010 from EA as well. See how many examples I've been. The first Titanfall. See how many examples there are. And once the servers shut down, they are lost forever. And I am tired of reading comments both on Reddit and on those respective games websites, which are now deserted, which are now forgotten, of people telling other users, part of the player base, that what would happen when the game shuts down. And I've seen a lot of people answering to this that, well, when it shuts down, well, it shuts down, and I don't care. I will be playing the next game, and that no, that's not the point. That's absolute and utter ignorance. We should be against those. Not only they are taking away rights from you because you are renting the game technically, because it's a license, it's a digital license. You are actually renting the game and you are paying the full price of a retail game as if you were buying it when you are actually not buying it. And so I needed to highlight this, especially after the unexpected shutdown of the PS3 store. I myself, I am still collecting for the PS3. Granted, I uh, managed to gather a big collection up to now. But for example, there are a lot of games that the best version, especially for the PS3 and the PS Vita, required the updates and all of the definitive edition, let's call them. I'm thinking about Muramasa Rebirth, for example, Dead Nation, Muramasa Rebirth, the only updated and with extra content version, it's on the PS Vita store, in case you didn't know. So without that version, the game will be lost forever because we'll only have the base Wii version. And so it's a shame. It's a shame, gentlemen. It's a total shame. So that's the thing with digital purchases. It's horrible. That's why I am against the both the Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now. I don't care about which console, which company makes them. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers as well who simply tells us that companies want money from us. Yeah, that's true, but it's sad that the concept of honor, the concept of dignity has been all but forsaken by these companies. Because I remember that back in the day, it was an honor to have console exclusives. It was an honor to have a company caring specifically for you. It was an honor to know that all of these companies cared about you more than money. And even if they didn't care more than money about you, at least they cared as much as money about you. That's why when I listen to a lot of people on YouTube telling us that companies simply want money, well, I'll tell you that if they couldn't sell as much as they do, they would begin caring about the customers. The problem is that the customers haven't been properly educated. But if the customers were properly educated in video games, and they wouldn't support all of these scam and all of these fishy tactics, these horrible and disgusting tactics, and they wouldn't buy a lot of their games, I assure you that companies wouldn't care so much about money, and they would care more about first getting a loyal base of customers. But as long as people continue buying shit games such as Fortnite, Among Us, I know Fortnite is free, but it has skins. The same goes for the rest of those pieces of shit. The new Valorant as well. Rust, well, now fortunately Rust has went back to its original state, in which the true player base is the real focus of the developers. Now that the Indian TV channel stopped paying the streamers to play Rust. And there's a new scam besides Gartic Phone. The other scam, it's how was it called? Well, it's the replacement for Among Us. It was Danger or something. I can't remember. Betrayal. That's right, Betrayal. Betrayal. I don't care for the rest of the title. The new scam, gentlemen. You have no idea how good it is for all of you, for all of those who are playing Betrayal all day. You have no idea. You are living life at its fullest. You are certainly developing critical thinking skills. You are certainly exploring new gaming genres. You are certainly becoming the perfect archetype of gamer that Miyamoto would be proud to see. How much damage, gentlemen? How much damage have those plagues, those terrible scams have done to the gaming industry? And a lot of people, the ignorance, who are influenced by the panders, who are sadly influenced by the panders, sorry, um, continue telling us that let people do whatever they want. Yeah, people are free to do whatever they want, but education rules the nation. It should always be like that. And if you're playing Among Us 24 hours a day and you don't know any other genre other than Battle Royale, you have a fucking problem because you are not growing up as a gamer. You are not exploring new genres. You are not giving developers the chance to showcase you their talent. You are shutting down their talent, just as Sony shutting down the PlayStation Store. So, forever physical, and also don't support Xbox Game Pass as well, and I will add this PS Now. Don't support any of those services. They are not good for the gaming industry, as well as these piles of crap of Among Us, Fortnite, all of those. The gaming industry, as I mentioned some weeks ago, will not be buried beneath a pile of Fortnite skins. It should not be buried beneath a pile of Fortnite skins. But for that, we need education. What the companies don't want us, the companies as well as the fanboys, they don't want us to educate a new generation of gamers. They want them to be ignorant so they can manipulate them, they can influence them, and make them think that by playing Among Us, Fortnite, Valorant, and all of those shits, they will be playing works of art. The truth is that those games are shit. There is no artificial intelligence investment in those games. No writing for any story, because there's no story in any of those games. There's no level design. There's no boss mechanics. There's no gameplay system. It's extremely bare bones, that's for sure. And they are preying on the ignorance of people. Preying on the ignorance of people. That is the truth. The truth, sorry. I know it's tough, but it's the sad truth. They are preying on the ignorance of people and using the panderers, which most of them are streamers as well as YouTubers, to influence the ignorance. The panderers influence the ignorance as well as the shield gaming press. And so we'll have a new generation of people who feel no passion whatsoever about video games. I've done when we read, you remember, the day the creator of Diablo invented the real-time combat, and you could listen to the whole process of it. And so you could see the struggle, the insane amount of effort that he had to put into turning Diablo, the first real-time isometric action RPG, into what it is today. Epic Games took they set, which was a game, an old battle royale, and grabbed some ideas. Also, King of the Hill, I think it was H1C1. There were other battle royales games. I don't care about that genre at all, so I'm not an expert on that field. But I know that they grabbed some ideas and they slapped them and they did those cartoony graphics and you know the story, gentlemen. Don't support those scams. Get your PS3 games as fast as you can. Download them and make sure you have a healthy collection for the PS3, which was a great console, which is, in my opinion, it's the best. It's even better than the PS2 due to the fact that even if the PS2 had a lot of games, the PS3, trust me, I've done a great calculation, and it has more exclusives, and it had much more Western support for it. The PlayStation 2 had a more Eastern support, and thus I prefer Western games, and so you can imagine that I prefer the PlayStation 3. So, I know it's an unpopular opinion. So, besides it has HD ports of all of the PlayStation 2 games, so technically you have all of the exclusives remastered for HD, in HD. So, gentlemen, without further ado, let's stop the rant here and let's proceed to Advent Rising, shall we? Yesterday, I had to go. It was almost 4 hours. It was almost 4 hours, so... Sorry, 3 hours and a half. So, I had to bounce. I had to go. Needed to attend to some translations. Give me a second while I activate the performance mode. And so... Yesterday we couldn't continue. Also, I had a bit of a headache because the game has that old narrow sound, which sometimes make me get a bit of a headache. But now I'm good. So, another thing before we get into gameplay, I've realized that the sound quality for the game is not optimal. It's not optimal, I know it. The thing is, it's that the game uses old WMB video format. I think I looked up for it. It uses an old video format which sadly distorts sound when it's being played with a surround system such as the one my motherboard has. It's from Asus and it has enhanced surround sound to simulate the 7.1 surround system, since I only use headphones. I know a lot of people think that 7.1 has better sound quality, but I can assure you that if you know how to configure it properly, the Asus surround sound, at least for my motherboard, has worked perfectly, and it's incredible to listen to it. But I know that for the stream it sounds like a football stadium, a baseball stadium, whichever country you may be from. Change the sport for that example. I know It sounds like a stadium, but it's the only way it will work with my motherboard. Um, so there's that. I know that that's why I will leave the subtitles turned on, especially for the YouTube bot, for the cutscenes of the game. I think that during gameplay, I listen to it, um, and it's better. But if sometimes it's not clear what they say, remember to tell me. But I think that it's only for the cutscenes. The gameplay, I could understand it, so I am sure. I am sure all of you can. If not, tell me. If not, tell me. Alright, there we go. Hello, Lord Nylas. It's always a pleasure and an honor. To have you here with me. So, everything seems to be working properly. The connection is alright. So let's proceed, gentlemen, to the second part for Advent Rising's gameplay. Let's see what we can do. The boss, yesterday's boss, was terrible. It was a good boss encounter, I mean, but it had a difficulty spike, that's for sure. Quite good. So, the decision. You could make the decision of saving Ethan instead of Olivia. So the game has choices. It has different levels of proficiency for each of the weapons you use, according to the amount of time you spend using them, in fact. And so it has those slight RPG elements. It has those small RPG touches to it we could learn. Excellent pathfinding for the artificial intelligence. We commented this yesterday, in case you are joining us right now. Excellent graphics for a game which was originally intended to be released on the original Xbox. It was released on the original Xbox at the end of its life cycle, 2005. All of this, you have all of the historical explanation on yesterday's bot, in case you want to check that out. So, where we will continue. Surface tension. So let's resume. I hope it doesn't make me restart the level. So let's see. Anyway, we had just begun that level. I know the sound must be weird. Oh, look at that. I think it saved the checkpoint, could it be or not? No. We were... No, it didn't save the checkpoint. So the game doesn't save the checkpoints, since we were fighting our way through the city, I think. Yeah. So the game doesn't save the checkpoints when you close the game. Yeah, exactly. We're back here. Anyway, we were over there, so it shouldn't take long. So here we are with our energies renewed. Damn. to continue. Let me check the connection is alright. Yeah, perfectly. Oops. There we go. So far yesterday we could find out a lot of mechanics that the game had. And the first boss was extremely difficult, at least for modern standards. Well, that killed me. Alright, Battle. As you know, if you watched yesterday's stream, you can simply run through all of these mobs of enemies. They pretty much don't. It doesn't matter if you kill them or not. You can just run through them. And the checkpoint system will simply make sure that you are right where you are killed. The thing is that these games mechanics are the same. I commented this yesterday. They are the same than the ones present in Call of Duty World at War, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, in which, until you don't get to a certain point in the map, enemies just simply keep and keep and keep spawning endlessly until you get to a point in the map that the game expects you to reach somehow. So you could spend, and there are some specific moments in which you are actually trapped and you have to fight. You can't run through the enemies. Well, you can't run through the enemies. So but so far most of the game it's based on having endless spawns and making you get through them, just like a battlefield. And I can assure you that the game fulfills its purpose. It fulfills the objective that it's going for, the idea, the environment that it's going for, which is that you have to fight endless waves of enemy spawns until you reach a certain point. A curious, there's the mastery level 4. There you can see the slight RPG elements that I've been commenting. As you can see there, we can see some soldiers getting killed. But as you can see, the game forces you to be on your toes and forces you to continuously push through endless waves of enemies. A curious development choice. I commented this. It's the same as that was present in Call of Duty World at War, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and I think that even 3 had it. So it compensates, at least for me, for the fact that yesterday we experienced 4 crashes. Remember that the game is from 2005. We are running it with a community patch. And when you lose, and the game closes due to the crash, you have to restart the level. So I guess in the end, somehow the fact that When it crashes, I have to restart the level. It compensates for the fact that the game has a modern checkpoint system, and it also has a short levels, relatively short levels. So there's that. Alright, I ran out of ammo on that. As you can see, they keep coming and they keep coming and they keep coming. I'm not sure if they stop at some point somehow. Yeah, apparently they stopped. No, there they are. There's more of them spawned. They just spawned back there, so let's continue. An interesting development choice, that's for sure. But I think it's quite effective. The game fulfills the purpose it's going for, you know, to make you think that you're in a big battlefield. It's extremely open world for 2005, as you can see. That you are in a big battlefield and that you can be attacked from every direction possible. It's common in this game to be attacked from the rear. Alright, there we have the slow motion. It's common to be attacked from the rear. The game doesn't wait for you to face enemies, as we have that feature in modern games. They attack you from behind. You can check out yesterday's VOD. It was brutal. I got attacked. Most of my deaths were from being attacked from behind. Alright, there we have the boss mechanics. Some enemies are melee. I have no more ammo. Some enemies are ranged, so I can. Yesterday I had that headache and I couldn't comment on this. I was very pleased with the initial defend the area until the elevator arrives. Alright, there you have it. At this point, the game forces me to fight. I can't run through the elevator. Run through and get to the elevator, sorry. So, this time around we have to save. I think I have a missile launcher, so I need to take some distance. Excellent. So I need to hold out until the elevator arrives. Well, look at those textures. This game could certainly use a remake. So let's hold out until the elevator arrives. We have both rocket launchers. Oh, there they are. They are jumping. Continue to the platform. There we go. Alright. I assume all of this is the platform. But so far, I didn't comment this yesterday. I was very pleased with the gameplay, with the presentation, with everything for this game. It's sad that we experienced 4 crashes. But well, it's a miracle that the community patch even made this playable, at least. Sorry for the audio, It's the old video format that the game has. Alright, this is the next level, I assume. Technically, I didn't comment this yesterday. The game was a feat, was an absolute accomplishment, an absolute technical marvel for the time it was developed in. Remember, this is 2005. I can grab the assault rifles. Anyway, the rocket launchers are more powerful. Can I shoot the ship? Yeah, you can destroy the ship, look at that. Rocket tracks to original target. Alright, so Alright. That's it, I suppose. Oh, what's that? Oh, another ship. It has a lot of it has a heavy heritage from Halo. A lot of elements are even the graphics are similar to Halo. It has a lot of Mass Effect elements. For example, the Citadel you can check out on the previous VOD, and there comes another ship. You see, this is the gameplay mechanic, to be constantly attacked by waves and waves of enemies. There we go, third ship is down. Well, anyway, we'll be back to over here. And I'll grant the game that it certainly accomplishes the feeling, the immersion of being in the middle of the battlefield and force you to, there goes the upgrade again, to be on your toes and constantly get through enemy defenses and endless waves of enemies. So far the game has left an excellent, an extremely positive impression on me. I highly suggest you try out this game, gentlemen, even if though I haven't qualified it yet, but so far I can tell you that if you like the old school shooters from the end of the life cycle of the original Xbox, the game is a blast and you'll feel right at home. Oh, you can use the turrets then. Oh, look at that. Is this working? Yeah, it's working. The gameplay is smooth, and now that we have the community patch, that's why I'm also showcasing it. You can destroy the missiles. Now that we have the community patch, the game is playable at an unlocked frame rate. I said this yesterday. There you can see unlocked frame rate. And it's a miracle. I think this one uses Unreal Engine 2. Unreal Engine 2. But it would certainly look like the Halo engine could be here as well. It certainly has a lot of art style from Halo. And finally, it has, I will repeat this again, I know I said this yesterday. This was written by Orson Scott Card, the author for Ender's Game.
Hey, Flyboy, are you coming or are you waiting to catch a plane?
I'm gonna try to avoid those from now on. You guys mind if I drive?
This guy's got some balls. Let's go, Paulson. Corporal wants us at ComSense Stat.
Wait, you guys headed over to the command center? I'm supposed to meet Admiral Torn there.
Whoa. You Wyatt?
Yeah?
Hop in, sir. There's a general call out to bring you in. My apologies for the,
Don't worry about it, soldier. We flyboys tend to deserve our reputation as jerks.
Sir, are you joining us?
There we go. So this time it was created by Orson Scott Card, who is the author for Ender's Game, which is a famous science fiction novel, and this borrows a lot from it, since the first scene we saw yesterday about the bullies.
I'll tell the general that you're here.
Wait, can I replace that one? Yeah, I can. The bullies, the soldiers we faced at the beginning of the game, that the psychology of the game was the same to that which is present in Ender's Game. A militarized society, bullies among pilots and soldiers, and so the game is a perfect mixture of a lot of excellent science fiction ideas, Mass Effect environment, as well as light RPG elements, a lot of Halo infrastructure, a lot of the buildings look like Halo, third-person shooter mechanics similar to those of Gears of War, similar. Remember, this one was released 1 year before Gears of War. And finally, also this scythe, which is called like that in this game, it's a clear inspiration on the Warthog from Halo 1 and 2. Yesterday, at the end of the stream, we did the first Warthog section, and here you can see that it's literally the Warthog section again. So the game has a bit of Halo, a bit of Mass Effect, and a lot from Ender's Game lore and universe. So it's an interesting combination, and that's why I am glad to be showcasing it right now, gentlemen. I need to do so because it's a forgotten gem that, and also the last element that I could identify, at least yesterday, was this endless spawn of enemy waves, and that's clearly an influence from Call of Duty. I know those Call of Duty World at War, both that one and Modern Warfare, were released after this game, so it's not technically an influence or a heritage. I don't know which other games had endless spawns of waves in a shooter until you didn't reach certain points. I think no, I don't think any portion of Halo 1 or 2 had those, but I must be wrong, because I can't believe this game invented that mechanic. It's heavily, as you can see, it's extremely cinematic. It's like a modern game, actually, even though it was released during the 6th generation. But it's extremely cinematic. The environment, we could see conversation in the background for the NPCs yesterday. A lot of those things. So here we have a lot of soldiers talking. It always gives you a sensation that you're in the middle of a... There we have NPC conversation in the background that I was mentioning. It always gives you the feeling that you are in the middle of the battlefield, and that's great, simply great, and that you are about to be killed in a second, and that you are being and that you are being attacked from all sides constantly. So I don't think I have to. Yeah, we have to get out of here. So I was pleasantly surprised by the game mechanics. I guess we have to hold out until he opens the door. What? Alright. Should have done that earlier, sorry. The first boss was challenging. Difficulty is on point. The pathfinding for the artificial intelligence for both our allied soldiers as well as the enemies, it's good for 2005. I would venture to say that it's one of the best pathfinding artificial intelligences I've seen for the 6th generation. One of the best, that's for sure. And you know, there's no reason for me to praise the game. This is an old game, nobody cares about it, so there's no advertisement, there's no anything anywhere will do so. So you can see that, you could see it. The game has excellent artificial intelligence and excellent pathfinding. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the game. I didn't expect it to be this good. I've already been thinking that the only fair comparisons for this game would be... Oh. They were killing me and I didn't realize. It's extremely cinematic. You could see that it has a lot of cinematics for a game that it was... Nowadays it would be normal, it would be standard to see that much cinematics, but back in 2005, the 6th generation, it was not common at all. Like, no game on the PlayStation 2 or the original Xbox or the GameCube had so many cinematics. It was mostly gameplay. This game has a lot of gameplay, but it also has cinematics. I would say 60% gameplay, 40% cinematic. It's pretty well balanced. The levels are fun. Yesterday I got lost in a desert. I was joking yesterday saying that back then I did know how the Perseverance felt in Mars, so there's that. He's still fixing that door, so we need to hold out apparently. Let me check the objective. Defend the area until the Marine unlocks the door. There we go. It's a long defense. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I can fully recommend this game, even for people that not only like Mass Effect, as I was saying yesterday, but also for those of you who like those modern third-person shooters. You'll feel right at home. It's sad that you can experience some crashes, but if you like not only Mass Effect but also Uncharted, Gears of War, Tomb Raider, The Punisher on the original Xbox, which I mentioned yesterday, a lot of any of the original Xbox third-person shooters, such as Warpath, Unreal Tournament 2, Lycari Conflict, I think it was called like that, Psyops, the Mindgate Conspiracy, all of those third-person shooters from the final section that I mentioned yesterday of the original Xbox life cycle. You'll feel right at home with this game. I think this is probably the best of them. I've been trying all of those, and this one has smooth gameplay mechanics, and it's much more cinematic, which is more modern in turn, because the truth is that the gaming industry has turned more cinematic since the 7th generation of games, since the PS3 and the Xbox 360, so this game, it's an excellent recommendation for both modern and old school gamers. And if you particularly like this art style of robotic cities from Halo, Gears of War, Knights of the Old Republic, which is my personal favorite era of gaming, that of the final life cycle of the original Xbox. Even though, as I mentioned yesterday, at the beginning of that generation I was with the PlayStation 2. But then a lot of games got re-released on PC, and fortunately we have the community patch for them. Do I get to...
Door's jammed! Hold him off me till I can get it open!
I think I should have done that previously. I think I was supposed to trigger that event. Look at the physics. That's quite good for 2005. How that crate was spinning and then it find a way to the upper line. I think the game realized. Wait, there we go. We need to refill the health bar. Also, the fact that the health bar restores itself to a certain point, it doesn't refill completely 100%, but it refills up to a 30% or so, maybe 40%, 35%. I think it may be more or less. It's also a quite modern mechanic, because I think only Halo had it for this particular era of games. Then Gears of War popularized it somehow, along with a lot of other games, but mostly Gears of War. Damn, my aim, it's dog shit. There we go. There we go. The fact that you regenerate some health, it's a quite modern concept, which a lot of games for this era didn't have at all. So that's why I'm recommending it for people who frown upon all of these games that they can jump on Advent Rising. It has a modern checkpoint system. It has a modern health system for the time. It would effortlessly disguise itself as a 7th generation game, so could easily pass as a 7th generation game. Modern health system, modern checkpoint system, so the first aid kits are only to refill the rest of your health bar. So it's dynamic. Oh, there are some mechs over there. Let's try a grenade then. 2 grenades, 3 grenades, 4 grenades. And I've been thinking that if I had used during that last yesterday's fight the lock system, it would have been much easier and much faster for the boss fights. It was my mistake. Alright. It's always good to keep damn. I'm getting confused with which weapon corresponds to each hand. Sorry. And so I can fully recommend Advent Rising for modern gamers, for people who don't like old school checkpoint systems that require a lot of saves. There we go, the checkpoint again. Just know that the way the game works is that it endlessly spawns enemies until you get to a certain point. There you can see that more of them are coming in the level, so you can run through them. I know that takes away some of the fun knowing that you can simply run through the mobs of enemies, but I had a blast yesterday. The boss encounter was on point, and actually not all of the encounters are avoidable. So even when you consider that the game contemplated the fact that the player could simply run through the levels, not killing the enemies. Oh boy. For example, I think this one is not avoidable. Damn. And I think that part of it has a high difficulty for modern standards, but it's excellently compensated for the fact that there the enemies can grab you. It's excellently compensated for the fact that you have a lot of enemies that endlessly attack you wave after wave, and that you need to be careful, and even one enemy can kill you. Alright. There we go, another cinematic. As you can see, it's like a modern game, so I can fully recommend it to modern gamers, or at least people who prefer modern checkpoint systems and modern health bar systems. For example, I remember that a lot of people couldn't get into Call of Duty 1, the original, because of the health bar. I eventually beat it on Veteran. I beat every Call of Duty game on Veteran eventually, but I remember that it took a lot of tries to finish it. Both Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, which also had that mechanic of constantly spawning enemies. World at War and Modern Warfare 1 and 2. I can't remember if 3 actually did the same, of pitting you against endless waves of enemies. But yeah, excellent mechanics. This game has excellent mechanics, excellent ideas, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Yesterday we were commenting with a viewer that that the game had a massive AAA budget campaign behind it, and he was more intelligent than me and looked it up and told me that it had a tournament in which the developers, Majesco, were offering $1 million to one Xbox player when they were expecting to celebrate a big tournament, and they had to, in the end, cancel it out of fear of cheating, of hacking, that people would do for $1 million. So what happens if I do this? Nothing. Useless. The designs for the aliens are excellent. Let's grab the rocket launcher. The rocket launchers, because I used... Oh, not that. Oh, damn it. So, perfectly balanced. Cinematic. Not 100% cinematic experience, as you would expect in Mass Effect or damn. I can shoot that thing with the rocket launcher, it's gonna kill me. As you would expect in Mass Effect, but it's that... Damn. It's that perfect balance of gameplay and cinematic experience. that we had during the 6th generation. It's not 100% arcade as Gears of War, because Gears of War doesn't have so many cinematics, and the levels are a bit longer. At least that's my impression from my memories than this one. But it's also not a full cinematic thing as you would expect from Metal Gear Solid. Damn, I can shoot that thing without getting myself killed. As you would expect from Metal Gear Solid or Mass Effect or well, Uncharted began as that perfect balance, but then I fear that it turned into a 100% cinematic experience. The same goes for Death Stranding. That thing had no combat at all. I think it was just to bring you a modern example. But this one has a perfect balance. I love I love when a game has that environment that, well, I mean, that thing gets in my face and I shoot it at once and it gets me killed. I love when the games have that feeling of environment of you fighting arm in arm with a lot of soldiers, so, and a full-scale planetary invasion such as this one. So what? He attacked me. He attacked me because I shot him when I was trying to aim at the hounds. Excellent artificial intelligence. Alright, enemy variety, it's also good. Now we have those mechs. So, good for the enemy variety aspect of the game. A lot of explosions. So yeah. Oh, a grenade. Oh, he's still alive. There we go. I cannot imagine what Majesco was going for the multiplayer of this game. But I mean, that thing is going to get me killed again. Destructible environment, we could see there. Yeah, that's... Can I grab his weapon? I'm out of ammo. And this is what happens when you don't push through. Eventually, you run out of ammunition, and the enemies surround you. That's why you have to constantly... Again, that thing gets in the way. That's why you have to constantly shoot. But you mustn't forget to push through, to move and reach a certain location before you can't stop and grab weapons. You can't stop to grab weapons calmly. So that's an excellent idea that the developers had for the game. But I don't know if you must have already noticed this. At the beginning of the section, let's call it, at the beginning of this section for the game, you face more and tougher enemies than once you clear this section. For example, these two mechas right now. So the game has that intelligent management of enemy encounters. So excellent. Excellent. There we go, that enemy has a shield. And we have one last mech. What the? Alright, so the mechs also explode. Sorry for all of the wipes, gentlemen, but... I also love the animations for the game. They are quite smooth for 2005. The way he reloads, he does that cool reload animation. There we go, that one. And the enemy variety actually adds a lot of difficulty because in this game loves to mix melee, those hounds, and ranged, the aliens, the seekers, they are called. Variety, well, that could have killed me. So I need to focus fire on the mech. So let's lock on to... The lock-on mechanic has proven to be useful even for a PC player as myself that I'm playing it with mouse and keyboard, so even that proved to be useful. So that speaks of an excellent game design. You can see it, gentlemen, you can see it. Wow. Alright, now it's time to push them. Now that we've cleared the place of the mechs, to push. And you are being constantly attacked by enemies. There's no... I need to be careful, I think. What the... Oh, I can't kill them like this. Damn. There we go, I hope that's the checkpoint. Take lift to control tower. That one. I love the feeling that the game gives the player that... Oh boy, another mech. That you are in the middle of the battlefield. I mentioned this. And there we go. Here you can see a modern system, but it remembered all of the enemies that were attacking me. I haven't learned, sorry, how to trigger the slow motion ability. So I can only praise this game. So it says take the lift, but as you can see there's a mech on that lift. Well, pretty impossible to survive. So the game actually somehow even forces you to be careful. There we go, there's the mech. Oh, I could have damn. I should have brought some grenade launchers. I love how the game forces me to also to... Damn it. To clear up at some point the area of enemies. To clear the area of enemies, sorry. In order to both get more ammunition as well as... Well, there we go. There's more marines over there, maybe we can use some weapons. I can't take down the mech with... Damn. And now you can see that the enemies... The spawn system for the game, that now the enemies are surrounding us over here. The spawn system for the game, it's excellent. God damn it. It's old. It remembered that I was here. But I mean, those hounds, I hate them. So let's see if we can push through. Can I kill the mech from here? I think it's working. Well, some of these. But damn it. Also, I must praise. Sorry. Also, I must praise the range the weapons have in this game. That you could see that from a long distance, and that's. Remember, it was 2005, and it was more difficult to program, to have such a long impact range for the game. Oh damn it! I hate this. Oh, there we go. They are assaulting the mech. Can we take it down with only bullets? No. Pretty much impossible to do so. Oh damn it. Maybe I can protect from that missile launcher. More or less over here. While I use my grenades to... What? No more grenades? God damn it. Oh damn. Oh. Yeah, the way the artificial intelligence spawns enemies in this game, it's both creative, accelerating, an excellent development choice. I can only praise Majesco for that. Damn, they have grenade launchers. Can I borrow one of them from you? So maybe if I protect them, they can shoot. The mech. Or die and I grab the grenade launcher. Like that. So let's see. Let's use only this one for the weaker enemies. Damn, I'm out of damn. But at the time I was out of health. I got careless. That's a grenade. Alright, so the Marines are my only hope, because either they die and I grab the grenade launcher, or they shoot by themselves the mech, because I don't have any grenade launcher. Let's head over there. Imagine, gentlemen, the developers over at Majesco took the time to create animations for dual wield, for two-handed attacks, all of that. Let's get to the elevator, shall we? Oh well, what happened to the mech? They must have... Yeah, that guy probably shot it down. Another cinematic. As you can see, I wasn't bluffing. Oh. This is what I've been talking about, gentlemen. Again, sorry for the audio, but this is what I was talking about. The environment, the constant siege to the city. Excellent, excellent. And this is only the second level for the campaign. So let's get into that turret, and even the turret gameplay is smooth. Nice physics, nice physics. So I cannot imagine how Majesco couldn't make... Their original intention was to create a trilogy for this game. So I cannot imagine why it wasn't a success, because even with all of the tournament scam that we were commenting yesterday and all of that. Oh, I have no more ammunition, actually. I finished that level with the exact amount of ammunition I needed, I guess. What's the objective? This must be a defense mission. Defend control tower. There we go. A remake of this game would be perfect. With a minimap, so you don't get lost, because some environments are quite big. God damn it. It would be perfect. Can I jump? Yeah, I can jump. And get over there faster, and in turn control the situation faster. I knew I was forgetting something. No reinforcements for you. Did you realize that they bounce in the air when I shoot them with the turrets? Like that. Excellent physics. Excellent physics. That's why I was eager to showcase this game. I knew it. I saw a bit of gameplay, as I said yesterday. And I knew it had some refreshing ideas, so... it's a shame. It's a shame that... And also a pity that it didn't get the praise it deserved. Alright, I think it's last time that I need to somehow trigger the event before beginning the defense, I guess, or not. Those kind of small updates would turn the game into an absolute great idea, into an absolute masterpiece. If they added a minimap, first of all, and then that they make sure that these defense sections somehow tell you, I don't know, if they don't want to put a timer, as we would do in an RTS game, as we would do for the RTS genre, to tell you some event, to tell you that now you begin to defend. For example, during the last defense of that elevator, I was doing this and I hadn't triggered the soldier opening the door. You could see it. So those small mistakes, which were 100% common back in during the 6th generation, the small pathfinding problem over there, would improve the overall modern experience. Or what? And what happens if I get to the elevator? What? I got damaged. I got hit by that. I'm out of ammo. Alright, you have to... I think that the control tower is all of this building, not only where we are standing, and I need to not only kill them like this, but also break through their defenses. See? Good physics. Like this, we'll wait for the ship to arrive from the sky to get over here, and then we'll proceed to attack them. There we go. Alright, so I'm being forced to leave the turret now. Now that we've defeated the first wave and move out, but I have no ammunition. Give me a second. Here we go. There we go. No. There we go. I think it's a grenade launcher. Yeah, it is. No. I was about to kill myself. No. Oh, I need to... The door closed. God damn it. That's why I was afraid to grab the grenade launcher. Alright, there we go. One. Well, there's no point in doing that. I have 2 grenade launchers. This could be either a great idea or a disaster. Oh. Come on, quickly. Well, look at that. The grenade went through the door. Oh boy, it's a suicide too. Oh, nice. Nice corridor. What the... Am I supposed to survive that? Well, I didn't expect that. You see, that is probably the most cinematic game of the 6th generation. Besides Metal Gear Solid series. And here I was thinking that that corridor was beautiful and safe. Did you realize that? Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, what? A small bag. I don't know what that was. Did you realize that his hair got disorganized? It got curly during the explosion. Nice. Those small details polish the overall experience they were going for. You can see they were going for an extremely cinematic experience. Palm Reach. Let's grab some more.
I got your big boy guns right here. Take your position.
Can I destroy those? No, I can't. They went right through them. Alright. I love these early 3D environments from the original Xbox. They are new objective, find Admiral Thorn. So this is like the Look at that. Look at the LCD screens. It's so majestic for 2005. Wow. I'm always astonished by those. Alright, let's find the Admiral. Oh, look at that. Yeah, the environment for this game, it's something to highlight. It's so excellent. The art style and the environment, above all. It was an excellent decision that I took to showcase this game.
Yes.
Sir, Captain Gideon Wyeth reporting.
Gideon Wyeth. Thought we had his brother. I must say I'm fairly surprised to see you here in one piece. Sounds like you've had an interesting trip through high orbit to get here. We'll have to discuss that sometime.
Yes, sir.
For now, I need to know who these bastards are and what they want. The few reports I was able to pick up from Lurium before she fell are sketchy at best. They've hit every major population center, every military base. We've never seen this kind of military power before. You were on the ambassadorial shuttle, right, Captain?
Yes, sir. The species we met with seemed to be...
Species? So the reports of this being an entirely different group of buggers are true.
Yes, sir. This new element seems to be concerned with some sort of scanning of the human brain. It appears that they're searching for something. I witnessed
Buggers.
multiple targets, both military and civilian, summarily executed following the scan.
Searching for something.
That's Ender's Game
Some of that
dialogue
idea forward as
right
well.
there.
Have you seen them take any prisoners?
Look at the
Priority
clothes.
D4, wideband coded urgent.
The same as Mass
Thanks,
Effect.
Private. This is Torn. Yes, that would explain the withdrawal, sir. But what about our ballistic? All gone. Yes, sir. Thank you. I suggest you find a way off planet as soon as you can, son.
Sir?
I'm telling you now, before the panic starts, find a ship. The sirens will be starting shortly.
But what about you, sir? Can I...
I will be staying here, Captain. This is going to be something to see.
What I was saying, sorry if I interrupted part of the cinematic, is that buggers, it's a term from Ender's Game, from the novel we've been commenting. It's quite famous actually, it's one of my favorites. And look at the clothes of the Admiral. They are just like the clothes from the Council from Mass Effect. Look at that. So there you have all of the similarities. I love this mechanized and militarized cities and this art style for that the original Xbox had, that all of its games had. Knights of the Old Republic, it's, I know it's unpopular, but it's an art style that it's seldom remembered, you know, because a lot of modern indie titles go for that pixel art look for them, and the 2D era of the Super Nintendo is remembered a lot and praised a lot, and this early 3D, not early, because the early 3D era would be the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64, but this final part of the original Xbox life cycle art style has been mostly forgotten, and it's so sad, because I loved it. This without ambient occlusion, this was previous to ambient occlusion, and I think it's an art style that didn't that wasn't praised properly, because when ambient occlusion came, everything turned into modern graphics and realistic art style, and this semi-modern, pseudo-modern 3D art style without ambient occlusion, but better than the PlayStation era of graphics that included a lot of 2D models in the background generally. This art style didn't have that, and it was gorgeous. At least for me, it's gorgeous. Knights of the Old Republic 1, 2, Advent Rising, The Punisher, Halo 1, Halo 2, Warpath, Psyops, the Mindgate Conspiracy. I could go on and on about how many of them had this art style, and it was, for me, it was gorgeous. Without ambient occlusion. You know, ambient occlusion, in case you don't know, I want to tell you that is the fact that the shadows, that there are shadows for the surfaces. Here there are not, for example, there are no shadows for this, but the environment is fully 3D rendered, and with this techno cities art style, citadels. Look at that, they are celebrating that they could beat them apparently. But as far as we know, what do we have to do? Get out of the planet, right? Find transportation. Find a way into the command center. Find Admiral Thorn. Find transportation. All right. I assume they mean this. We have a Warthog section right now. Proceed to the northern medical platform. If I only knew where that is. That's why the game needs a minimap. Look at the floor, the walls. They are just like Knights of the Old Republic, my all-time favorite, and just like Halo 1, sorry. Halo 1 and 2 and all of those great games. I'm trying to think about more recommendations for you, gentlemen. Of course, Phantom Dust for the original Xbox. I think it was released on Windows 10 on the Windows Store, but that it was broken as hell. So, yeah. Try to use the... Oh, I love how they get into the ground. Call me mad, but I think we have to go over here. Huh? Oh, that was close. Ah, here we can see more soldiers. I don't want to kill them. Sorry for that. Sorry. I just wanted to look at the environment. And there we go. Another cinematic, yeah. Quite pleasant. I can prematurely tell you that unless something, a terrible level design happens, this game is getting a high qualification from me. Excellent impressions. Oh, a rain of meteors. A meteor shower. To be precise. Do we survive? Alright. Oh, we get to escape the meteor shower. Alright. This is like the Warthog section. So all of them die except for us. That's sad. Wow, I love this. These environments are... I love them. These grayish and yellowish Halo environments, and it's just like Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 and...
We need to get off this planet now.
There's a civilian airstrip just north of the med labs.
her hair changed for the... Ah, no, right, they are evacuating. Some of them. Some others are simply chatting. Alright, 100%. Damn. Warthog section from Halo. This is a ripoff, I must say, but it's a good ripoff. Oh, whoa, whoa. Luckily I used the turbo. The only flaw I see in this is the lack of epic soundtrack for this section. Or maybe it's me that I have the music a bit low for the game. I assume it's that one? No, it's not. That's not our transport. So yeah. That one? Maybe? Yeah, it has to be that one. Or not. Or not. Those ones are already taking off, so... What? Sorry. Get over here. Maybe we'll have to go all the way over here. I am pretty sure this wasn't the way we were supposed to reach the transport, but it worked. What? Why are you punching people? Why are you... No, what are you doing? We are all humans.
Hey! We need to get out of here.
Who doesn't? Ask him if we have any room.
You don't understand. We were on the alien contact ship. We have information that may be crucial to the survival.
How do I know you're not lying to try and grab my ship like these jerks?
Listen.
Please, forgive his excitement. Captain Steele. Captain Marin Steele.
Captain Steele, what he was saying is true. We were both stationed on Lurium and have vital information that we...
So who are you?
I'm Dr. Olivia Morgan, and...
You're a doctor?
Yes, I am.
What about him?
My name's Gideon Wyeth, and
He's a pilot.
Well, why didn't you say something earlier, Mr. Wyeth? With all the flak coming down, I could use someone who can handle dorsal cannons in a dogfight. Come on, then. I'm just about finished flight prep. Do you think you can handle keeping our boarding ramp free from any more uninvited visitors?
And what do we do about the two guys that you just knocked out? Alright, we're being introduced to the third character of the adventure. Well, actually the fourth,
here we go.
because you could choose to save Ethan instead of Olivia. Oh. This is getting interesting. This one reminds me, besides the Citadel that I commented yesterday, it reminds me of
It's gonna get rough.
Taris from Catar 1 before being destroyed.
Now what? Enemy fighters headed this way. Take the guns.
I'm on it.
That's our cue, I guess.
That was close.
Are you ready yet, Wyatt? Let's see if you can give me enough open space to get out of here in one piece.
Oh. Not our cue.
There's two more headed back our way.
I'm on it. Too fast. Let's move.
Not too bad, Wyatt. Maybe I'll keep you around. Okay, I think we're clear. Where's everyone? Where's everyone else? Statcom, do you read? Come in, Statcom. I'll try military channels.
Be advised, we are tracking something different. This thing is huge and coming in even faster than the others. Report to evacuation points immediately.
It's just like Ender's Game. It's just like Ender's Game. Please watch the movie Ender's Game and you'll find the similarities between this game and that movie and book.
Can't be.
It's exactly like Ender's Game.
Okay. Okay, we need to get in touch with any other ships that made it past. Can we do that? Is anyone there? Can someone hear me? What's going on? Is our communist busted? I wonder if the shock from the...
Hold on. Go back. I think I can tell what they're saying.
What?
Remember the worm in his ear that I mentioned earlier? Apparently,
Yeah,
it's
remember,
a
gentlemen.
sophisticated universal translator that's loosely related to the common sea slug. What are they saying, Gideon?
It's a call. A plea for any surviving human ships. They offer assistance and they want...
Assistance? You can't be serious.
No. These are the first beings that we met with. They're friendly. Almost too friendly. We were welcomed onto their ship like gods. I think they were trying to warn us of the attack.
So, I'm supposed to believe that there are not only one, but two advanced alien species out there with a simultaneous interest in little old Adamea. I mean, millions of years go by without so much as a hello there from the great beyond, and for some reason, they both picked today to come out of the closet?
They're aliens. Our first contacts. We're trying to get here first to warn us.
Nice timing.
And now they may be our only chance of surviving. How many days worth of O2 does this ship hold? You think we have enough fuel to find a habitable planet in the next star system over?
You're asking me to trust an impression you got from a handshake.
Captain, listen to the comm. The rest of the bands are silent. There's no one else out there.
Call your friends, Gideon.
Remember yesterday, as he described, we met with these guys and they gave him the translator.
So we pray gesture will suffice.
The translation implants.
Sir,
I am the
someone
translator.
was able to get one before all hell broke loose.
Interesting. Our joy in this association can only be overshadowed by the monstrous tragedy you have suffered.
The Ankal, the beings who savaged your world, they prefer the benevolent title of Seeker. It is a term which the civilized universe has never been able to see past.
Until now, when the Galactic Senate hears of this, that our long-held suspicions are true.
Patience, my friend. We will deal with further strategies when we reach Aurelia. Until then, we have honored guests hungry for comfort and truth. I imagined you would eventually find me here.
Earlier you mentioned something. Something about hidden powers?
I am a remnant of the ancient religion, human. All of the civilized races have individuals with the seeds of this power. Our prophecies say that the humans are the originators and the masters, and that through them our own shall blossom.
Do you have this gift?
I do, human. It is my hope that with it I can kindle something inside of you.
Well, I've never been any good at magic tricks.
Oh no, human. This is something far greater than any trick. This is your purpose, and it courses through every cell of your body.
Okay, so what can you do? With this power, I mean.
Gideon, this is the sum total of a being's undeniable confidence, a power which, if harnessed, can bend all the energy of the stars to your disposal.
So this power is a weapon?
Interesting that you would infer that. So, the human would have me teach him?
Hold on. I'm not a believer yet.
Very well. See the shell here on the table in front of you. Watch. presence.
The Force. Sorry, had to do it.
Strong.
It's the Force. No, I think it's actually normal telekinesis. Simple telekinesis. At least for now. Alright, so apparently some days have passed. I am simply deducing because of the music without any kind of dialogue. Time goes on. Alright, I'm loving the pace the game has. Alright, so he trains and learns for a lot of time, maybe years it could be. I'm sure we'll get to understand. Nice character development. Proceed to the dojo to complete your training. Alright, gentlemen. Notice this. The hair just changed. They had to create a second model. This is the third model, actually. Because for the first level, we had a completely different outfit. For the second level, we had this outfit with a different haircut. And now we have the third haircut. Which perfectly symbolizes the amount of years, months, even, I don't know, I don't think they are trying to tell us that only some days went by, so not days, for his training. So, excellent character development, gentlemen. My hype is among the stars. This game, Advent Rising, is getting pretty excellent, gentlemen. However, sadly, for today, it's been sadly enough. I have to go, gentlemen. It will be exactly 2 hours. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen, to anyone who may have watched my stream, as I tell you every night. Thanks to KChick98, thanks to Carl Martin 1, thanks to EBL 20008, thanks to Juden, my 4 followers, for caring about all of these forgotten gems. I hope that if you couldn't watch the live stream, if you're listening to this, I hope you enjoyed the VOD. And we will continue also with real-time strategy Pillars of the Genre series soon. I promise. I know I promised it yesterday. But regarding the analysis, the main course of my channel for all of you gentlemen, so far the impressions are the highest possible. For me personally, this game has, not already, but it's about to turn into a timeless classic for me personally. One of the most underrated timeless classics for me. And certainly one of the best additions to the original Xbox library, as well as PC. It was also released on PC. I can only thank for the community patch that it was developed recently, and that has allowed me to showcase the glory of this game to all of you. So gentlemen, so far the highest of the highest possible impressions for me. It has some mistakes that I mentioned, which are typical of the time this game was developed in. That's why I pointed that out for the graphical section of the analysis. Some minuscule, extremely small, slight mistakes in pathfinding, and I've noticed some slight mistakes. For example, it has no minimap, and Halo back in the day even had the radar. But so far, it's a timeless classic for me. I haven't finished it yet, but the pacing, the lore, but also the excellent gameplay make Advent Rising. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll get to the final analysis. I want to finish the game before judging it, but so far it has turned into a timeless classic, at least for so far out of what I played. Considering all of that, it's excellent so far. Excellent impressions. My hype is among the stars. So I can only recommend Advent Rising for any person, not only those who like modern gameplay mechanics such as the checkpoint system that I've been mentioning, and also the health bar system that we could see that it regenerates, but only up to a point to maintain that sense of pressure. Miyamoto once said during the development for Mario Galaxy why he only included three three not three lives, three sections of that wheel, that green wheel, which you could expand to six. But the reason why you could only be damaged, you could only be attacked three times in Mario Galaxy was to maintain that sense of pressure. And this game is both one of the best at creating a realistic environment, but also maintaining and creating that sense of pressure because of the gameplay mechanic in which you have to constantly get through waves and endless waves of enemies, coupled with excellent cinematics, excellent lore from Orson Scott Card. I had no doubt about it when I began showcasing the game. When I saw who was writing its plot, I had no doubt, but makes an excellent combination. Sorry, but for me personally, also I love the art style, though that 2005, 2004, 2003 3D art style of the original Xbox. For me, I can only praise Advent Rising. And you know me, I am quite used to criticize games and also for nitpicking, so I'm quite impressed. I'm quite pleasantly impressed, and I think this is the first time a game has had that effect on me while streaming, because I played a lot off stream previously to this. But out of all of the games that I've streamed, alongside Armies of Exigo, but this one, Advent Rising, I can only praise it for now. Maybe then we get. I am disappointed, but for now, a work of art, gentlemen. That I will be gladly. It will be my honor to continue showcasing it to all of you tomorrow. We'll do this. We'll stop the gameplay for Advent Rising now. Be sure to stay tuned to discover the mysteries of this game's excellent lore and how this training that Gideon has been receiving in this intermission of events. For the story, I'm eager to find out what happens, but we'll have to find, you will have to wait, you and me, until tomorrow, until we both, all of us, sorry, get to continue the analysis for Advent Rising. A lot more to discover, gentlemen, tomorrow. Excellent impressions. And be sure to stay tuned to discover the ultimate fate of the human race and of our protagonist, Gideon, tomorrow. Gentlemen, we'll get to the leisure gameplay right now. I will stop the stream for a second and we'll get to the leisure gameplay, so you know that we don't forget about the real-time strategy pillars of the genre series, gentlemen. So let's wait for the delay for a second and we'll continue after a brief intermission.